Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
And I'm Eric.
Today, we are going to slow down the show a little bit.
We're going to start with some fun stuff.
Yes, and it's not going to be nearly as long as last week's show, but if you wanted to watch last week's show, which is on the First Amendment, the link will be in the description down below. Right, Eric?
It will not be there. It's somewhere. You just got to find it. Put some effort in. Things aren't always handed to you. All right, so we got some topics, some funny stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to start a little bit light. This is an article I skimmed. I didn't really read it, but the title caught my eye. So it says here, I get this from the Daily Wire, feminist pours bleach on over 60 men's crotches to fight manspreading. Now, I'm manspreading right now, but...
I mean, if you are on public transport, and I've seen people like this on public transportation.
I don't ride public.
Well, I don't very often, but when I was in like Baltimore and stuff like that,
yeah,
like some of the side seating that they have like in this photo, and that's what they have on trains. Some of these guys, like their legs are in different area codes. Now, that being said,
I mean, if it's crowded, I could see why that might be a little rude.
If it's crowded, don't do that. But women saying that manspreading is a like a dominance thing.
Well, that's something that we choose to do.
Yeah,
it's not true.
Not really true. There's stuff in between there that can get hurt if you close your legs a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
And what this girl did, allegedly.
I guess allegedly. There's a video. There's literally a photo of her pouring. Apparently, it was watered down. I read as well. So, but I guess just like a protest type deal. But still, like that's how you get punched. And I guess this was in Russia.
I mean, that guy's legs aren't even spread that far apart.
He doesn't even look like he cares. He's like, whatever.
He's just like, yeah, I pour bleach on my crotch all the time. Not a big deal.
But
basically,
choice.
this is just assault.
Yeah,
that's just assault. Don't do that.
Yeah,
you don't know if somebody has an allergy to bleach. Somebody could die from that.
Is it a bleach actual allergy?
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
Somebody could die from that,
oh.
And they're on a bus. So
next thing next thing we're gonna see, it's like woman rubs peanuts on people's faces in airplane. Like,
it's pretty messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so next thing we're gonna show you guys is bam. Ah!
God, it's a nightmare.
That's gritty.
Why?
Why is the question?
Oh, but
what
why?
And why?
Does it have red eyes?
I don't know. No, orange.
Oh, that's close enough to red. That thing's a demon.
Yeah, so I guess there's a cartoon version of this, which I don't have up for us to see, but I'll throw it up in the video. He looks a little bit better, but this costume, the one that you're going to see if you actually go to a Flyers game, is terrifying.
It just looks like a hairy homeless man.
Looks like a demented Muppet.
It looks like Animal from the Muppets after he's had way too much crack.
It's a little disturbing. I don't quite get it. What is a flyer to begin with? Apparently it's that. The first thing I thought about was, do you remember the mascot for? I don't know. Have you ever been to like a Red Barons game, the minor league baseball team?
Yeah.
What was their mascot?
That green thing.
The green thing. He wasn't too bad. He was fine. He was like a more of like a Sesame Street character.
Yeah, he seemed pretty tame. This guy
this is not.
If I saw that in a dark alley, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. But I don't understand. Hey, to each their own, you know.
When in Rome.
When in Rome. When in Rome.
When in Rome, do as the Romans.
Yeah. Jeez.
That thing is a nightmare.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? I see you brought up food. I'm hungry now. All right. So what's there?
All right. This thing's nice. It says people who eat fried potatoes 2 or more times a week double their risk of early death, a recent study found. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the reply is, a recent study can go mind their own damn business.
That's right.
Nutrition is a very complicated thing, and it
something we take very seriously here.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We're in peak male condition.
Yes.
I can't believe I said that with a mostly straight face.
We're pretty good at that.
But it really matters what your body chemistry is, and everybody's body chemistry is pretty different. And there's a lot of diseases that, play into it as well, like, diabetes and, just all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, people who
no one's gonna stop eating French fries.
I mean, I'm certainly not going to.
I'm not gonna stop eating French fries.
I mean, I
have a coworker who's probably watching this now. He literally only eats like potatoes, and I don't mean that as an exaggeration. I mean, his diet is potatoes.
It's a potato heavy diet.
It's just he has chips, fries. He might have cereal, possibly, but then potatoes. Like,
he is living potatoes. His best life.
That is what he eats all the time. And when I first met him, I was fascinated by it, and I tried to get him to eat jerky, and I'm like, you gotta eat pizza, and he's like, nope, just potatoes. It's kind of mind-boggling at first, like, you think someone could eat that much, but that's literally all he eats is potatoes and then crackers, maybe.
I'm 100% amazed by that.
Yeah, so maybe he'll be on sometime.
I mean, he
can explain it better.
Yeah, he'll be on the Tiny Table.
Yeah,
Tiny Table.
We're gonna have
podcast.
A potato podcast.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
We've got another food.
Oh, is there more food there? Okay, cool. What are we talking about? I'm hungry.
People keep posting, what's really in your food articles? Like, I'm going to stop eating whatever it's about. Lamo. I know it means LMA. I'm laughing my ass off. I know that. Don't at me. Don't at me.
Oh, okay.
Listen, death is coming. Death is coming. Pass me a hot dog.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of hot dogs, people always say, like, if you've seen the process of making a hot dog or a sausage, you'd never eat that again. Yeah, I've seen it. Still do.
Got a little hungry during it. What was it? Someone said, like, oh, go vegan, you're going to live longer. And I'm like, no, it just makes you feel like you're living longer.
Yeah, because your life is so sad and long.
It's so sad. How could you go without life without a cheeseburger?
I mean, vegan food has gotten a lot better.
No.
It has.
I don't accept that.
It has, actually.
Yeah, because for twice the price of a McDouble.
Oh, no, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Quadruple the price.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't really make that much sense, but to each their own, actually. I don't care if anybody's a vegan as long as they're not super in my face about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat garbage.
They can be moderately in my face about it. I'm okay with that.
I actually really enjoy going on vegan pages. I'm a part of a vegan group. It's like all vegans. I don't think I ever even said this to you. I'm actually part of a vegan group, and I just love reading their posts. And I don't know, I find it fascinating. A lot of people on there, they mess with them and then they get kicked out of the group. Nope, I'm quiet.
You're just quietly stalking the vegans.
Quiet. Yeah, pretty much. I'm quiet and
a carnivore in the field. Now this is an ASMR podcast.
I think right when you were saying that, I'm going to put Gritty's face over mine.
Please do.
He's out to eat.
He's up to something. I know it.
He's fierce. Now I'm really hungry for some vegans.
No, don't eat the vegans. Oh, did you? This is like a weird thing. I was looking through some meme pages. Nothing worth like actually grabbing for the podcast.
Okay.
But I was going through a couple of them yesterday. And they were a bunch of anti-capitalism memes.
Of course it was.
Which are sort of hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the ones where it's just like, let's eat the rich. There are so many of them that say that I'm like, are they really anti-capitalist? Or are they pro-cannibal? Like,
I don't know.
Is that what we're going for?
I don't know. People are so against. I think people just get so angry is because they're confused. They don't really quite understand it. You know what I mean? Like, they see people, with a lot of money and a lot of stuff, and they want that. So, I don't know. I don't want to get down the socialism train.
I mean, okay.
They can move to Venezuela.
That's a great place to live.
They're eating each other just to survive.
Salt Bay's there.
Salt Bay. That's right. And that brings us to our next segment, Rubio Watch.
This is the segment where we keep very close tabs on Marco Rubio.
Yes.
We're watching him. We're watching him from Pennsylvania.
We need to know his every move.
Does this really affect our lives in any way? No. No, it doesn't. But this is Rubio Watch.
Okay, Marco Rubio, 7 hours ago. All the norms that once governed our politics and public discourse are gone. Today, my colleagues on the Judiciary Committee on both sides have an opportunity to set a better example for our country by treating Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh with respect and listening without prejudgment. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's go on to something else.
And this has been Rubio Watch.
That's right.
We'll talk about Kavanaugh more at a later date.
I've been watching it all week. Another time.
Right now, a lot of stuff's unfolding. We'll get to it once some things are resolved.
Yeah. This has been Rubio Watch.
This has been Rubio Watch.
All
the
right.
only important segment on this show. You can now click off.
All right. All right. So it is, I was about to say it's October. It's actually still September, but it's going to be October, which means, did you register to vote, Matt?
I've been registered for a while.
Years? Yeah, I know, me too.
Ever since, what was the second time Obama ran? Was that 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, that was the year that I registered.
I think I've been
to vote.
registered ever since I could, because I remember when I turned 18, I registered and then enrolled in the selective service or whatever it is.
Actually, no, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I did register in 2010. I registered as a different party than what I am now, which is nothing. I am a.
Oh, you went independent? Or
I am
something?
an independent. Yeah.
Okay.
I was in
You're
one
on
of the
cool
parties.
Train.
Well, I just kind of got, especially with this past election, it's like you're looking at both of the political parties, and they were both kind of zoos.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be calming down a little bit now.
No, they're not.
I mean,
I don't think so.
it does seem like
I've always pretty much considered myself a Republican, and then there was a period where I was kind of leaning toward libertarian, but I'm never not going to be a registered Republican because I want to vote in the primaries, and I can't do that if I'm not a Republican. So, obviously, a lot of people that I follow and watch, like Rubio, are Republicans. So I need to be able to vote for him because he's a Florida senator, and obviously I can do that.
right. That makes sense.
I can't.
Well, if you move to Florida, you can.
Bite your tongue. I'm not going to Florida.
Anyway, also, as another little tangent here, it is coming up on October. So here's my open letter. Ladies and gentlemen, why in the world is Count Chocula a this season only cereal? You think they can't slap a Santa hat on Count Chocula during the winter? You think they can't put him in a tank top, shorts in the summer? You think you can't have Count Chocula holding a beautiful flower in the spring?
Did you just watch Hotel Transylvania?
I mean, no, actually, I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
But now that I think about it,
The movie came out in the summer.
I mean, that came out in the summer, and it did pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't get good reviews, but it did pretty well.
Santa goes out at night. What else does Count Chocula do? Go out at night.
Santa is Count Chocula.
Oh my gosh. I
Verified.
just figured it out.
Morning Ramble exclusive for you. But seriously, there's no other, at least not in the stores I go to, there's no other chocolate cereal that has marshmallows in it year round.
Isn't there chocolate Lucky Charms?
There are sometimes they're limited edition.
Let's be honest. It's just Lucky Charms. Blueberry, Frankenberry.
Yeah, but they're blueberry flavored.
Okay.
And they're red.
It's just Lucky Charms. It's strawberry. That's what that is. Red berry.
All right, I don't care about blueberry and Frankenberry. I just want Count Chocula year round.
Yeah. Well, no.
And yes, I know that the boxes probably last 9 months or whatever,
Yeah,
so
you
I
just
could
go down to
just
the
stock
store,
up.
Go down to the store, buy a couple boxes, and you're stocked.
That's what I do every year.
All right.
But then I lose. Yes, I do that every year.
Wait, really? Okay.
I love that cereal.
All right. Well, I like Frankenberry, but that's about it.
That makes you take red poops.
Red berry poops. All right. What are we talking about?
Let's get this back on track.
Oh, look. In Justice League.
Whoa!
All right. So we got the Justice League on here. No, we got a Henry Cavill. And I think that was on the red carpet, probably for the Justice League premiere. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, right? That's
I mean, I would imagine.
It's not like they're in any other movie together.
To have Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa, that's his name.
Momoa, yes.
In the same place, I would imagine it is a Justice League kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which was an okay movie.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was fine. So looks like Henry Cavill, they have the meme has the words on here, Democrats confident in the blue wave. So we're coming up on the election. We got a blue wave coming. And then Jason Momoa sneaking up on him, and it says, the results of continuing to ignore the complicated socioeconomic conditions that made Trump viable in the first place by blaming all on Russia. Matt, break it down.
I will. Okay, so it's no secret that I lean a little bit left.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, Facebook knows somehow. Even though I don't generally put, like, any political standing on Facebook. I don't normally say anything. But Facebook is magic, and somehow it knows exactly the ads to send you and exactly the thing. If you were thinking about something yesterday, it will be on your Facebook feed today. Conspiracy theorists tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
But
listens to you.
I've seen a lot of ads recently from the Democrats about this whole blue wave thing, where it's like, all right, well, all the Democrats have to go out and vote, because it is well known that Democrats generally don't come out for midterm elections.
It's because they're lazy.
There's a much higher percentage of Republicans that come out during midterm elections, so Democrats are really mobilizing. But and it does seem like they're very, very confident in this.
Yeah, I've seen a couple ads on online. Like, I think Billy Eichner created some kind of funny skit. You know how celebrities, they every year around voting time, they create some kind of funny skit to get people to register and vote. And I don't know if it makes a difference. But
I mean, I don't think it made too much of a difference in the last election.
Yeah.
Or any of the other ones before that. I mean, I'm not going to listen to a celebrity when it comes to my views.
Well, the one thing, like this whole blue wave thing, first of all, midterms. The opposing party around midterms of the president's, in the middle of his term, they usually lose about 30% of the seats anyway. Like Obama lost 30% of the House during 2010. You know, it's just kind of how how people flip flop. You know, because people are indecisive and they don't know what they want. I don't understand the people that can go back and forth like that, but whatever, to each their own. But they lose a certain amount of seats anyway. So I guess in order for it to classify as a blue wave come November, once we see the results, I would say it would have to be over that 30% marker, especially in the Senate, because that's what they're really aiming for.
I would have to say, in order for this to be successful, they would have to take back the House and the Senate in majority.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we will have.
That would be very surprising.
We will just have something that's very similar to Obama's last 2 years in office, where there's a lot of executive decisions, not a lot's going through Congress.
Yeah.
Decisions aren't being made. People aren't crossing party lines to actually talk to each other. And that doesn't help this divide in this country.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. These political parties, they need to stop and think, especially the Democrats right now, because this meme really does say a lot. Which I didn't ever think I'd say about a meme, but it does.
Yeah. Because
basically the Democrats just ignored a large swath of the population.
And from what I've seen, I feel like they haven't learned. And I don't mean to side, you know me, I don't like always being like a yes man, like, on my side of the party. But it's true, like, I just seen stuff, like, okay, recently, Trump just spoke at the UN this week. And like there was laughter. I don't know if you saw this.
I did.
He said something. There was a little bit of laughter. He kind of just, shrugged it off, went about his thing, whatever. I didn't read further into it, like why they were laughing or something like that. But obviously, like all the late night hosts and like a lot of Democrats were just like, they're laughing at him, you buffoon. They're mocking you, stuff like that. That reminds me back when Obama was making jokes at Trump. And he was, remember at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and, Trump's just sitting there. And everyone's laughing at him. And he's just sitting there, straight face. And it's like, and then he became the president, the next term. So it's like, I kind of view it like that way. Like, if you continue to mock the man, because it's so easy to do, okay? Let's get real here. The guy doesn't form sentences.
He's hilarious.
He's a troll. But if you don't start taking him seriously, or at least his office seriously, you're just asking him to come in for another 4 years, in my opinion. Because people like me who were, like, I was begging for someone else that was even somewhat like moderate to be against, like Trump, or like even, but who do I got? I got Hillary and I got Trump. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
2 years ago. So then you got people like me, and some people even more so that are on the fence, who are just like, there's so much stuff being thrown at the guy. They're just going to vote for him to spite you. I truly believe that. I think a lot of people did it as a spite. And I think if they continue down this, that's how it's going to be again.
Right. Absolutely. It's definitely a problem where our representatives aren't representing quite a large amount of people. So basically, what I'm getting at, especially with this meme and everything like that, is these parties need to start paying attention to these groups that were just kind of cast out. And specifically, I am talking about the lower class white population. It's the Democrats seem to be kind of demonizing these people, and especially during the election and right after the election. Holy crap.
Well, it's not just them. It's a lot of people. I think you had Michelle Obama come out and say that the women who voted for Trump voted against themselves, or against their
yeah. And people calling Trump supporters idiots, that's just, I mean, if you're calling a prospective voter an idiot, they're not going to vote for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how you win votes.
Yeah, that's just not how it works. And all right, I know that somebody might point out the whole Trump thing years ago about the Republicans being idiots.
Yeah.
But times change, everything like that. I mean, if you're saying that within a couple years of you running, people are going to remember that.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens this November. In our state, Pennsylvania, we have Bob Casey, because right now we have two senators. We have one Democrat, one Republican. Toomey was up. He won 2 years ago. Now Casey's up, and Barletta's running against him. And I think the last time I checked the polls, which who knows? I mean,
we're
polls,
a bit far out, yeah.
We're a bit far out. I think Casey's up by 6 points or a couple points, but it's pretty close. Like, because Casey's been a senator for, I don't know how many years, 8 years.
It's been a while.
He's been around for a while, so it's going to be very interesting to see. I don't know. I have no clue, to say the least. If it seems like no one does. Like if the Democrats are going to win the Senate back, because even when I hear senators or people talk about, like, they hope they do, or like, oh, they probably do, but no one knows. And same thing with the House. I don't know how many seats are up.
Well, I think that is one thing that the that certain people on the left realized after all the polls during the last election basically said, oh yeah, Hillary's going to win. Hillary's going to win. Yeah, that's going to win.
Yeah.
They learned to be less sure of themselves. Now, I wish that they do something with that information and come out and say, hey, this is what we can actually offer people.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd agree with us if we weren't calling you idiots.
Yeah. I think the mindset for, like, just the two parties, like for Republicans, like whether they win or lose seats, whether they lose the House and keep the Senate or vice versa, or lose both, I don't think the strategy changes. or the mindset's change in the party, because the Republican Party right now is going through a massive change. There's a lot of young people that are starting to be more conservative. Like I know when we're millennials, a lot of our people at our age are mostly Democrat, but I think we're seeing a big change there. So I think that's going to continue to progress. But if nothing happens and the Republicans keep both the House and the Senate, do you think like the Democrats kind of like stop and pause and be like, what are we doing wrong?
They must.
Don't they have to, because there is no like Democratic, like I can't point to who's the head of the Democratic Party. I have no clue.
Pelosi.
Yeah, and Schumer, I guess. Those are the two.
And truly, I do not trust either of those people.
They've been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, there were some younger Democrats trying to get control of the party a while back, and that didn't work.
By younger, you mean Sanders?
Yes.
The young guy.
No, there was like a 30-something-year-old who was trying to do that.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
I know what you mean, though. There were a lot of younger people were for Sanders, and then vice versa. There was a lot of congressmen that were on his side, and that was kind of the thing. But I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
The younger guy.
The younger guy. He's young at heart.
Yeah. He's got a young soul.
He's got a lot of energy. All right. Well, I think that's about all I have to say on the topic.
All right. We'll go out and vote. It's tomorrow. It's not tomorrow.
Petition your local cereal company.
That's right. Talk to your local congressman. This is a get it done issue.
Yeah, go out and vote.
All right.
Do the voting. And then contact the cereal company.
Yeah. We'll get more into the election as it gets closer.
Oh, it'll be a great time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do a live election night thing.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun. I just came up with that now. Maybe we'll do it. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.
Gritty.
God.